And so this question just relates into the proposed privatisation of 10% of the Bus Éireann routes, and just ask what the level of subsidy that will be provided to the private operators by your department.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. The direct award contract for the provision of public service obligation bus market services held by Bus Éireann expired at the end of November. The awarding of a subsequent contract is the statutory responsibility of the National Transport Authority. All Bus Éireann routes have been included in the new 5-year direct award contracts between the company and the NTA to the end of November 2019. The NTA has now announced that 10% of publicly subvented bus services will only remain within the direct award contract until the end of 2016, after which they will be operated on the separate contract that will have been competitively tendered rather than privatised, as the Deputy suggests. The contract will go to the best competent tenderer who can provide the best service for the least subsidy and should assist in securing efficient and cost-competitive services for passengers. The outcome of tendering should be either an improvement in services at the same cost, or at very least the same level of service at a reduced cost. And a direct answer to the question that the Deputy has put to me, the level of subvention provided can only be fully determined upon completion of this tendering process. Bus Éireann will be able to participate in this process. The NTA expects that the process for the routes to be tendered will begin early next year, leading to the award of the contract in March 2016, with the successful operator commencing services late that year.
Deputy Pringle.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Minister, the chairperson of the NTA, in addressing the Transport Committee of the Dáil a number of months ago, said that the NTA will determine the routes, the schedules, the vehicle types, the standards, the fares, the customer service requirements, and the contracted operator will have no say in fares, routes or frequencies. He went on to say that the branding will also be determined by the authority, as well as the accessibility standards and emission standards for pollutants and noise. So, where actually will the competitive tendering take place, except only on wages and conditions of workers who actually will drive the buses on these routes? So, I mean, unless there is substantial subsidy provided to them, basically what you're going to see is a driving down of terms and conditions of the workers that will be providing the service on these routes, and that, I think, is a retrograde step. And in relation to the fact that it's only that 10% of services have been put out to tender, Bus Éireann operates the routes right across the whole country, and very unprofitable routes in rural Ireland that they have to subsidise from their profitable routes. Selecting just 10% to tender of these, you're actually cherry-picking routes that are guaranteed to make profit for the private sector, and I think it's something that is going to undermine the public service within the Bus Éireann right across the country.
An important point in all of this is that Bus Éireann and indeed Dublin Bus will be able to participate in this tendering process. And then the NTA, on the basis of the tenders they receive in, will then make a determination regarding who can best meet the needs. In all that, I think it's important to also note, as you'll be aware, Deputy, that we already have a very large private sector presence in our bus market as it is, whether that be in expressway services across the country, or whether that be in that provision of particular bus routes at different points within our city. So we have a large private sector presence already in place in the private coach operators. In relation to the direct question you asked there to me, in relation to the impact on employees and their conditions, a process in relation to those concerns has been underway through the Labour Relations Commission, and I will be meeting representatives of those unions myself within the next 2 weeks.
Thank you.